first up, we got the Beckham family. All right, I'm gonna give a little short 1 or 2 sentences. The Beckham family, we appreciate the Beckham family. Miss Maxine, the first few weeks, man, she texted me, she was like, Coach, I got something to drink. I got some snacks. Then the second week came, and I was moving a little slow, because sometimes I can be all over the place. My wife, she was like, you need to get this. I was like, well, maybe. It took her a week or so to get it out. But in the meantime, every week for like the first 2 or 3 weeks, Miss Maxine would pop to the coach. Got some hydration for those boys. We really appreciate that. So just a small token of appreciation to the Beckham family. This gentleman here, I know this family real well, real close to him. So great family. We respect what they're pouring into their kids and also what they're pouring into the program. All right, so this is to the Beckham family here. All right, so next up, we're gonna go down to this end of the table here. I see the first lady is not here today, but another great family. This brother here, I probably known this brother probably about a year and a half or so. Caleb and I always in the gym working out. One day, his son was in the gym, me and this young man got to talking, his dad was lifting weights. But to make a long story short, very fond of this guy and his family. His wife couldn't be here today, phenomenal woman. She was also a person that was on that list, making sure we had everything. So we do want to give a small token of our appreciation to the Parker family. Next up, this family right here. I just met this family. We haven't known each other long, but it feels like we've known each other. We might be 25 minutes late, but we come. So I appreciate that, Jarisha, Jaden, great family. So this here is for the Dickerson family. All right. This family here, they were very supportive as well. Once we got that list out, people didn't take time signing their name up and getting things together. Also this family, this young man a part of this family, he did a great job with helping us out with media, pictures, live videos, you name it. The dinner thing, we want to show a small token of appreciation. We're going to give it to your mom. The dinner family, thank you all. Yeah. All right, so this family here, met this family in the wild one day. I had already been seeing this young man. I knew him. I knew his father. I would see his father from time to time. He would see me in there training kids, but he would always be in here with this young man. I would do small talk with him, give him a pointer here and there. But a couple of months later, I ended up meeting his mom. And we had a good talk that day. Talked about basketball, we talked about schools, we talked about education. But to make a long story short, this is another supportive family that's always pouring in, always asking how can I help, and we appreciate that. So Jarisha and the Williams family. Jarisha, I'm sorry. Risha's, Misha's, Zamisha, I'm sorry. We're gonna get the players. To make a long story short, like I told you all, I was in the wild working with some other kids out, working with my son. I saw this young man in there, he was just playing the ball. I was like, hey dude, come on in and work out with us. Like, man, I don't play basketball. I said, come on. So he came over to work out with us, man. I've been fond of this kid from that day. He's a football player by trade, but he's a genius by DNA. This kid is super smart, very intelligent. The games that this young man missed, he was going to an academic bowl or a math derby, right? It was always something very scholarly, right? But on the basketball court, me and his dad, we tease each other a lot because I said, man, I'm going to bring it out of him. I'm going to pull it out of him. He would tell me one day, I said, man, why do you play? He said, I don't even know. I said, man, we're going to figure it out. So, but this young man, smart young man, awesome kid. So we have the Dawgz Scholar, Athlete, and Character Award. Goes to this young man, CB. I got to tell you, that's really good. All right, here we go. Next guy. Who we got next? All right, this young man right here, I've known this young man a long time. All right, I've actually known him like the old people used to say when he was in diapers. All right, I've known this young man since he was in diapers, and it's been phenomenal to see this young man grow. I remember when this young man, he wouldn't even say a word to you. He would just sit there and just be quiet. He would socialize with his other cousins, his friends, but he wouldn't say much, especially to the older people. He'll say, hey, then he'll go and play. But throughout this year, like you heard a lot of the guys on that video say, throughout life, you'll have good days, you'll have bad days, right? We all have good days and bad days, all right? It's not the good days that make us, it's not the bad days that make us, right? It's us that make us, all right? And so for this young man right here, this award is the Comeback Kid Award, the Dawgz Comeback Kid Award. We did face some adversity, but this young man was man enough to stand up. He and I had a conversation. He was willing to come back to the team and operate in the way we wanted to operate. So I want to give this young man the Comeback Kid Award because he didn't quit. He hung in there, and this goes to Carson Dillon. So next up, this young man, I just gave y'all a story. I met this young man actually through his father. They're actually cousins. And so we were practicing at Harvard one day, and the roster of this league will only allow you to have 10 guys, right? And so we had 11 guys at that point already. And so CJ's father, he was dropping him off, he got out of the car, he was like, you got room for one more? Honestly, I don't. I said, tell me about it. He said, well, it's my cousin. I said, okay, I can't tell your cousin. I said, bring him on in. So he brought him on in, and man, from the day he walked in, this young man is super mild-mannered. He doesn't say much, but he cares. That's one of the things that I like about this young man. He really cares. And then secondly, he has something that you can't buy. He has size. In basketball, that's very important, right? And so, but what I really, really love about this young man right here, he's coachable. He's coachable. If you give him some instructions, he'll do it. He might get frustrated with himself if he doesn't do it right, but he will try and he cares. So this Dawgz Award is called the Rising Star Award. And this is going to go to Jaden Patton. The next guy right here, like I said, I met this kid in a while. I have been seeing his dad in there. He would see us working out. We'll have small talk. His dad would give me the daily news on the OLS and John Carroll Middle School team. He said, Coach, you know you were telling that boy that man gonna make him go to his left side. And sure as you told him, he went in that game, that man made him go and he just froze up. And we would laugh. And, but this guy, once I actually had a chance to meet his son, you know, and build a personal relationship with his son, he's a phenomenal kid. Sometimes you'll hear me over there on the sideline saying his name, CJ. This kid has a lot of talent, and he and I have been talking. We have to improve that focus, right? But he was very receptive some days. He was frustrated. He didn't want to take it. My guy Brandon, who came to the game at Wiggins, he said, man, that little boy was so mad when you pulled him out of that game. He said, man, I thought he was going to go crazy over there. It's a part of it, right? Development comes in different forms, right? If you're at a school where you're used to being a star, you're used to playing all the time, but now you go into the real world, it's a team with 12 stars. Now you got to sit on the bench. If you've never sat on the bench, when you're 20 years old and you have to figure it out, it's going to be way more stressful than figuring that out when you're a young man. All right? And so this award here, we call this the Dawgz Award. So the Dawgz Award is an award that we give to the balanced individual. This individual does multiple things well. He plays defense well, plays offense well, right? He shoots the ball pretty well. So this guy does several things well. Not necessarily one thing better than the other, but he gives value to the team in multiple areas. All right, and the other thing, this boy don't get tired. He just be moving. So the Dawgz Award goes to my man, CJ Patton. Moving. where do I begin? I was looking at a picture about 4 years ago. I've known this guy for about 4 years to be exact, I want to say. I was looking at a picture, and man, when I tell you he was all arms and feet, 4 years ago, he was all arms and feet. And he was at one of my camps. But one thing that I loved about this kid, he was one of the younger kids at the camp, but he never bagged down. Man, they used to push him on the ground, they tagged him, they did some of everything to him, but he never gave up. Some days I would see tears in his eyes. He would get a little discouraged. His big brother was the toughest on him out of everybody. But needless to say, I'm so very proud of this young man. The growth that I've seen out of this young man over the last 4 years have been incredible. And I'm excited to see his growth over the next few years. But this award here, all the awards are special to me. This award here is called the Mike Kennedy MVP Award. This award, Mike Kennedy was my uncle. All right, I grew up in the west side of Birmingham in Powderly. Whole bunch of kids with no dads, just keeping it real, right? But there were valuable men around the neighborhood who stepped up in the form of coaches, in the form of mentors, and they always pulled the guys in from the neighborhood, and they tried to put us on the straight path. Some of those guys didn't make it, some did. So every time I have a team or I do a camp, I always make this MVP award after Mike Kennedy, because this guy was a great coach. He won in baseball, he won in basketball, whatever team he coached, he won. That guy inspired me to do what I'm doing today. So the Mike Kennedy MVP award goes to Jordan Beckham. So proud of you. Love you too, man. There you go. All right, I got one more award. This young man right here, actually, I've known this guy since he was in college, pretty long time. This young man, it's been phenomenal to watch this young man grow. Like I said about his brother, actually, his brother was quiet, but this one right here, he was never quiet. He was very outspoken. I was visiting my sister in Nashville, and she pulled up the laptop and she started pulling up old videos. Man, that was so funny, but his personality is still the same. He had a very big personality. He was loud. He was getting the other kids going. But when it comes to this team, and over the last 2 or 3 months, I've been so proud of the growth that I've seen out of this young man. Just stepping outside of his comfort zone to speak to people, to reach out to people, a commitment to learning. I always tell the guys you need to be a lifelong learner. That's so important for coaches, for parents. I got one son that's 20, one that's going to be 2 in a few months. Man, I got a lot to learn. It's totally different from when he was a little kid. Right? So a whole new world, new challenges, new distractions. So you have to be a lifelong learner. This young man has shown me that he's committed himself to be a lifelong learner. So this is what we call the Dawgz Greatness Award. And this goes to my guy, Kelby Dillard.